1 week before she begins her treatment, I meet Siddhartha outside the clinic in downtown Boston. With her therapist nearby, we do a brief field test to assess her level of anxiety in situations that have been difficult for her in the past. For starters, I suggest we try to take a subway to a local mall. She says she'll try. When was the last time you were down in a subway like this?
Oh, about 2 years.
Do you feel like you could go through the stalls or not? What? You just tell me. I mean, I don't want to push you. You just tell me. You don't want to do that. Why? What are you feeling?
Because then I feel like the pressure that once I get past the stalls, I've kind of paid for the token and I kind of can't go back. You know, again, it's like that first step, but you know, you're always trying to think of a way out.
You want to get out of here?
Yeah, I do. I would.
A week after we tried to take the subway together, Siddhartha returns to the Center for Anxiety Disorders to begin her therapy. The first 3 sessions focus on panic control treatment to help Siddhartha understand the nature of anxiety and how to deal with the fearful thoughts she often gets during a panic attack.
In some ways it takes a leap of faith. The patient is so very fearful, and you're having them confront their worst fears.
In some respects, what you're really trying to do here is you're bringing her right to the brink of feeling panic. What if she has a meltdown? What if she has a panic attack right there?
Well, she will likely have a panic attack. But will that mean a meltdown? I don't think so.
Finally, a sort of panic attack chaser. Siddhartha is asked to drink an entire bottle of caffeinated water to actually heighten her anxiety so she can more fully experience the exposure therapy.
We're going to start today. Where do you think we're going to start?
In the elevator.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? What's your anxiety from 0 to 10?
Like 10.
For Siddhartha, like some other agoraphobics, elevators feel like vertical tombs. She hasn't used one in years.
Ready?
She'll take the stairs or nothing at all.
You can do it.
But not today.
Okay. It's okay. Just step in.
As it turns out, getting in is the easy part.
What's your worst fear?
Then we'll get stopped.
And then what?
And we'll die in here.
Okay.
The therapist is steady and reassuring, but it's still 15 minutes before Siddhartha can even attempt to close the door.
I'm thinking, I don't even know if I can do this.
Why can't you? What's holding you back?
I'm afraid. I'm so scared.
It's your fear. This is hard.
Under therapist Sandra Baker's guidance, Siddhartha experiences a full-fledged panic attack.
And I have all these anxious thoughts about what will I do when the door closes.
For Siddhartha, simply being able to ride this elevator will become an act of terror and ultimately liberation.
I'm going to take my hand off of the button, and I want you to feel the anxiety. It will not hurt you. I'm taking my finger off. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. That's just a behavior. That's anxiety. Feel it. You are fine. Look at how fine.
What are we doing? Oh my God.
Just let it come out.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna let go of you, Sandra.
Finally, Siddhartha breaks through her worst fear.
You're doing it. This is great.
You're doing it. Oh my God.
Okay. Now don't go out of the elevator yet. I want
Okay.
you to stay.
Eventually, like removing the training wheels, Siddhartha has to do it on her own.
Ready? Okay. You can do this. Oh, this is hard. She's going down.
Repeating the experience again and again breaks the back of her fear, and with each successive trip, Siddhartha's anxiety decreases.
Exactly.
Having taken her first leap of faith and found herself still mentally on solid ground, the next step was slightly easier. Back to the subway, again with therapist in tow. This time, although she was a bit nervous, she was able to take the train with the therapist. Then, once again, she had to do it on her own. Over the next 3 days, Siddhartha would not only ride the subway all over town, but also gain enough confidence to ride a bus by herself for the first time in years, to drive a car again, and to enjoy the simple pleasures of strolling the streets to do a little window shopping.
How are you doing?
Fabulous!
By the time I caught up with her at the Prudential Center in downtown Boston, Siddhartha seemed like a very different person from the young woman I'd met just a couple of weeks earlier.
I can just see the way you walk has a little more spring in your step.
Yeah.
Finally, to test the limits of her rediscovered freedom, I asked Siddhartha to join me for an elevator ride to the top of the Hub, a Boston landmark 53 stories up.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I am. I really, really am.
I think I'm more nervous than you are at this point.
You are.
Whether exposure therapy has a long-term benefit for people who have panic disorder with agoraphobia is still being researched. But for now, for Siddhartha, the sky's the limit.